Still. Oh, okay. Hello and welcome to the Mediaverse podcast, where we talk about movies, pop culture, and video game news. My name's Chris, and joining me as always is Kyle, Hercules, Molly. And today we got a bunch of news topics, and then our main topic will be favorite video game bosses. So anyway, why don't you take it away, Kyle, with the first news topic today?
Okay, so first off, just to make sure, this is EA's fourth time on the podcast in a row since we started. We don't hate EA. I loved EA back in the day when it was called electronic. Not electronic. Give me your money.
Kyle, can you show me on the doll where Electronic Arts hurt you?
He hurt me right there in the red genital areas.
Right there. That's where Electronic Arts hurt you.
Yes.
Okay.
But
anyway, go on.
But we'll start off with some bad news. So EA has lost 25% in stock value, which is pretty big for them right now. And it was all due to the investor meeting that happened recently with them. They're pretty much blaming it on Battlefield 5 not having Battle Royale mode, but having single player.
Yeah, that's what they told me at the meeting, but I wasn't pleased. I was expecting to get way more money this year as an investor of EA.
Yes. and apparently Disney loves EA making Star Wars games, even though they only produce 2 of them. Well, I'm sorry, I meant 3 because of the mobile game.
It sounds like Disney doesn't love EA. It's just Disney likes not making video games because they've pretty much Uncle Bob Iger of the CEO of Disney pretty much said, yeah, we tried to make our own studios and stuff. It never really worked out. We like being a licensor, and EA makes the Star Wars game for us, and whatever cut of that pie Disney's getting, which I'm sure is a pretty sizable piece, for the most part, Disney is satisfied with the amount of money that they're getting paid from EA from the Star Wars deal at the moment. They're probably, at least for somebody as high up as Bob Iger, he's probably not too concerned about Star Wars video games image right now, just because of everything else Disney's doing, like the acquisition of Fox, making their own streaming service.
By the way, I forgot to add this in just because we're on the Fox thing now really quick. There's just one of our rapid fire things. Bob Iger during that meeting also said that that Deadpool is going to be remaining rated R.
Yeah, and they actually even said further, because I read this article as well, they said not only would Deadpool remain R, but they said they would possibly be making a new label for other R-rated Marvel content.
Marvel Knights?
I mean, that's the obvious choice.
Come on.
Or Marvel Max.
Yeah. But yeah, I just figured I sneak that in there since we're talking about the Disney while we're talking about EA. But there is some good news because EA finally learned the word free. Yes, that is right. They're not playing a $60 game. It is EA released, or should I say Respawn, that did Titanfall Apex Legend, a free-to-play battle royale game that's a team-based game that's between Overwatch and battle royale games, like put a nice little twist to it.
So it's like Overwatch and Fortnite, right?
A little, yeah. And it takes place within the Titanfall universe itself. The good thing is the game is free. Free.
It sounds like, from what I read, I haven't tried this Apex Legends yet. Maybe I'll give it a download just because it's free. But
see? Did I just prove that when he says free, they'll try it out?
Yeah.
What you wanted to give us $60? What is wrong with you? So you this is not an amusement park. Companies think
where did they hurt you? Where did they hurt you? Show me on Omega Red. Right here?
in the bum hole.
Right there. Okay.
Yep, right there. With the
Anyway,
fist.
Apex Legends. It looks okay. I read though that Respawn was actually working on this before they were even purchased by EA. So this was something that they were probably going to release with like EA anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, now that they're like a full-blown partner of EA, or what exactly is their relationship? Are they owned by EA, or are they like a partner of EA or something?
They're owned by EA.
Okay, so EA is their direct parent company now.
What I heard though was this is what they did, and I love it. First off, they literally went to EA, said, "We want to make this a free-to-play game." They're like, "What? Yeah, free. What is free?" So they're like, told them, "Listen, this is what we want to do and everything." And they also didn't want to make it like, "Hey, let's not." They just put it out there. It does have loot boxes, but you can actually earn them in the game, even though you can buy them. But that I feel like that's going to go away pretty soon, anyway. So. And they just released it the way it is, and they kind of even threw EA underneath the bus too. Like, yeah, we're owned by EA, and I can't remember what exact words they said, but I'm kind of glad they said something, that they are aware. So they said the best antidote was just to throw it out there and let fans like judge it. And the good news is, guess how many players they got registered?
I heard something like 2 million or something.
2.5 million players already registered.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Have you played it?
I gave it like 3 tries. I think it is interesting, especially since they released it on all fronts. And apparently, someone actually was checking out with the PC settings. You could actually put that on Switch, believe it or not.
Really?
So because someone actually put it on one of those like little like mobile like handheld things, and they're like, I think Respawn should like put it on every handheld, everything possible.
Can you get this thing on smartphone yet, or is it just like PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One?
PC, PS4, and Xbox One, but it could be made to beat anything because it ran very good on one of those miniature like consoles that are also like a PC.
Oh, okay. So like one of those
handheld console things, like handheld PCs.
What are they calling those? I know what you're talking about, like those like things with those like mobile Integra chipsets that a lot of people talk about, like maybe something like a Raspberry Pi. I doubt it was like an actual Raspberry Pi, but like something like a tablet or something like that.
Yes, something like a tablet, but with a has Windows 10 with that Nintendo 10 because I watched it on the Spawn. I watched it on SpawnWave this week, and even he was amazed, like how adaptable the graphics are to it.
Well, that's great. We'll see what happens with this Apex Legend. So anyway, next topic.
A big game.
A monumental sporting event came on, a thrilling Super Bowl, which I heard was one of the like most boring Super Bowls that ever happened. It was a low-scoring game. The Patriots won their 6th Super Bowl. The NFL, I think, might be fixed. But that's another discussion for another time.
Tom Brady is now Thanos.
Yeah, Tom Brady, he won again. Good for him. But there were some trailers that happened during the Super Bowl.
Tom Brady's Thanos, that was a perfect transition.
Yeah, so I guess one of the big ones, Avengers Endgame trailer.
Oh my God. I had to watch that like 3 times.
It was like 40 seconds. Everybody's sad.
Yeah, if you actually watched it, like it was really interesting because like when you get to the Statue of Liberty part, it's a little different because everybody put a boat around it. So apparently if you live in New York, what's the most memorable monument you know where to meet somebody to know if they're there? Statue of Liberty.
I think that's more along not everybody putting boats there, just boats like washing up there from like the Snapshot.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like the movie like is like all these people disappeared, and I don't think Captain America and like the Avengers left like told people like, yo, it was this like purple alien. So people like probably think it was like straight up like the Rapture or something that just happened.
By the way, I can't remember I can't remember the name, but it's not called the Snapchat. It's called. It has an official name now. Just can't
Oh,
remember.
really?
Yeah, it's called. It starts with a D, like the Demonitor or something. It's. We'll have to talk. We'll have to find out.
Devastation or something.
Yeah, but yeah, like
I
everyone.
think there was some Marvel editing going on in this.
Oh
I saw a
yeah,
couple of videos like saying like, "Huh, there's a lot of space here. There's probably somebody that's supposed to be in this shot."
it wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah.
I mean, look at. We should have gotten Hulk in Infinity Wars, but we got Iron Hulk.
Yeah.
Look, I did that.
I mean, everybody's gonna see this movie. I heard the Russo brothers recently talking about like the current edit of the movie is 3 hours long, and Disney might be like okay with releasing a 3 hour long Avengers movie
I'd be
because
okay
like they're
with
like
that.
they're like it is like the finale. So
Everything is seen up to this point.
yeah.
But actually, speaking of which, they actually did some test footage, and 4 out of 3 test footage, people did not get out of their chairs to go to use the bathroom.
Well, I mean, it's
They didn't want to miss any of it.
yeah.
And do you know what they might actually think about doing in this movie? Just because people are just like, I don't want to miss a single moment.
Intermission?
Yes.
Wow, that would be crazy.
I'd be like, well, everyone would be like, what is this? We want more movie.
Man, that would be like the first time ever that I would like totally take advantage of because I think at AMC they have a thing where like you could get like a popcorn refill, and I'd totally be like popcorn refill.
Yeah, I totally be like popcorn refill, take a quick waz, and back into the theater we go.
Yeah.
I could see a line happening with that too. Be like, I have a stupid idea. Just for shits and giggles. Just do what they do with Kung Pao and have Thanos go, it's time for the intermission. Go get some popcorn.
That would ruin it. I've chosen the large tub.
And then you see Black Panther go, I gotta go take a long Wakanda forever. I would just be like, did they just try to put a Waz joke in here? Just like for people to entertain people.
That would be so weird. But there was some other Super Bowl stuff, honestly. There's a Captain Marvel trailer.
Yep.
I didn't watch it. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna see this movie. I'm gonna see like all the Marvel movies until they get bad.
hilariously, that movie comes out on my birthday.
Cool.
A pre-release. So I'm like, looks like I have a date with Brie Larson.
You wish.
Yeah, I wish.
And then the other movie that I did see was Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw.
Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. Get it right.
Now, first of all, I was going to maybe boycott this movie just because there's no justice for Han. Because Han's murderer is like a main character now, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But I probably will see this movie just because it looks so ridiculous. You have Idris Elba. He has superpowers.
Yes.
The Rock is ginormous, and Jason Statham, even though he did murder Han, and Han did not get justice.
Yeah.
But he was pretty funny in the trailer with that scene with the elevator.
Yeah. The real reason this movie's happening, right?
Pretty much because Vin Diesel and Dwayne Johnson have some sort of real life like heat between them.
Yep, apparently so. I mean, it happened over that week, during filming of Fast and Furious 8. Sorry, I meant Furious, sorry. But
right, I even heard something crazy that they didn't share any screen time together. I actually have never seen Fast and Furious 8.
It's ridiculous. Like, you saw it, like, Idris Elba having superpowers ridiculous. They're, like, trying to do so many things. It's like, yeah, they're going to the moon next. They're going to go race on the moon.
I guess that's what they're saving for number 10. If I keep hearing, like, some crazy stuff that, like, Universal is, like, so confident in this movie. They spent apparently $10 million on Super Bowl ads for this movie. Which means, are they expecting it to make as much money as, like, the main Fast and Furious movies?
Probably. I mean, you have The Rock, who makes, like, a lot of money if you think about it.
Because I mean, do you think this is gonna?
Profitable.
Do you think this movie's gonna have like something like a $100 million opening?
I don't know. I mean,
Because I was thinking it's like a spin-off movie, so I was thinking like, yeah, probably like 30-50 million dollar opening would be fine, but it seems like they're thinking like this movie's gonna be gangbusters and it's gonna be a hit. I mean, we'll see what happens when it actually comes out.
We have our big stars are Jason Statham and The Rock.
Yeah.
So plus,
and you got Idris Elba in there too.
It's funny. I'm surprised they haven't Universal didn't start the Fast and Furious cinematic universe yet.
I mean, they essentially are now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, now, I'm just saying.
I'm almost surprised this one is not Fast and Furious 9. Just because, like, Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, believe it or not, I can't remember. Oh yeah, Rock is not going to be in Fast and Furious 9. Actually, he's not going to.
Yeah, I read that as well. That it's going to be like the main Vin Diesel team.
I mean, if they're going to be their last movie is going to be Fast and Furious 10, so they really need to. If you're going to do like that, you might as well have every cast member in that last movie. At least try the ones that are still alive, at least.
Yeah, they even were talking about making another spin-off, like, with all female characters, and they're like, we'll get Gal Gadot to, like, be in it. And I'm like, her character died. Yeah, she fell off a train or something, right?
Yeah, and then Han went into a depression.
Yeah, and then Han was killed.
Yeah, like, Universal, what's wrong with you? Well, we'll just make it as a prequel to before she died.
I guess that's what they'll do.
Just make sure you put it in the marketing so you don't confuse people. That's all you do.
Fast and Furious, but this is like before this one, so I don't know. It fits in the timeline this way. You'll go see it. You're dumb.
I mean, remember, people got confused when they saw Han still alive, and that's when they started realizing, oh, this probably takes place before Han dies.
I remember that confused the shit out of me at first too, because I was like, wait, he's dead. Is he a ghost? Or does he have a twin brother? But then it's like, no, that's him. Like, number 3 takes place like before. No, it takes place after, what is it, number 6? Or number 7?
Hold on. Fast and Furious 7 takes place right after Tokyo Drift, because they actually do go to Tokyo.
Yeah, I was going to say, one of them starts with them at Han's funeral, right?
Yep.
Okay. That's 7 then.
Yep. Good movie.
That's crazy.
That movie was good too.
Yeah.
All right.
Moving on.
Right. Yep. Rapid fire. We'll go to rapid fire news.
Okay.
Rapid fire news. Xbox division wants to expand Xbox Live into Switch into mobile markets now.
That's crazy that you're going to be able to earn. I mean, you already can with Minecraft, but even more, Nintendo and Microsoft, they're having this like relationship together where it's just like, it's so weird that Nintendo is like, yeah, you can have like Xbox Live on Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. It is very weird. I mean,
who knows? Maybe even like Microsoft will be like, hey, like, you know, when they start doing game streaming, they'll be like, you can do Xbox streaming on Nintendo Switch.
Hey, you can even do Game Pass on Nintendo Switch through Xbox. You know what I mean?
That would be so weird, because it's like you could finally play Banjo and Kazooie on a Nintendo system again.
I would love that so bad. And you know what's even funnier? On a portable Nintendo system.
Yeah, we haven't played portable Banjo and Kazooie since the Game Boy Advance days.
Yep, Gruntilda's Revenge, and I should know I have that game still.
And the plane game too.
Yep, that was actually Diddy Kong Pilot originally.
Oh, I thought.
Yeah, it was originally.
There is a Banjo plane game though, right? Or am I getting confused by like something?
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Okay.
I said that was originally going to be a Diddy Kong Diddy Kong pilot game, but because of the Microsoft acquisition, they had to take it out.
Okay, and so they turned it into like a Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, and put it on Game Boy.
Game. Yeah.
And then another quick fire news. This is pretty good. Proves how powerful Disney is popular wise. Kingdom Hearts made 5 million units already.
People love Kingdom Hearts.
I mean,
it combines Disney with Final Fantasy.
Yep. Also, they weren't waiting 13 years. They were waiting almost 8 years.
When did Dream Drop Distance come out?
2012.
2012?
2013. Yeah, 2013. Yeah.
2013. Yeah, so it was 6 years.
6 years. So they have no right saying 13 years.
Yeah, because Dream Drop Distance definitely matters. If you play Kingdom Hearts 3, you'll be like, wait, did I miss something? If you go straight from 2 to 3.
Yeah.
Because you'll be like, who's Terra? Who's Aqua? What the heck is the Datascape? Why has Sora lost all his powers?
What is going on here?
Yeah.
Who the hell is this? Who the hell is Xehanort? Why is organization? Why is some of the members of Organization 13 back? I thought I beat them. Who is this guy?
Well, they explained that they're good guys now. At least I'm still at the beginning. But anyway, go on.
Yeah.
What else we got?
We're not gonna get into it. So hold on, let me check with the notes. So two YouTube channels, or one used to be a website that when YouTube first came out, are officially shutting down. One of them isn't shutting down. One of them just changed its name. Both of them were acquired by Fullscreen, which is also owned by Warner Brothers, which also is owned by AT&T. I went through a loop right there. I went through a bunch of links and conspiracy theories right there.
Right.
Machinima is officially dead. They put all their videos on private mode, and now they laid off over 81 people at the site. There's only like 5 people that actually work there now.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was a multi-channel thing.
Yeah, it was a multi-channel network.
Stuff right.
Kyle, you still there? You're like frozen. I don't know if people can hear me, but Machinima was a multi-channel network. They had a lot of like weird animations and stuff like that on it. Kyle is still frozen. I do not know if he can hear me. Kyle, are you there? Hello? Oh no. Technical difficulties. Hello? Is this even working? Hang on 1 second if anybody is watching. Hello? Okay, I guess I'm back on the air. I do not know where Kyle is. So I will try to continue this somehow. I don't even know how to contact him because he's normally the host of this.
All right, you can
Kyle,
hear Chris.
Kyle, are you back? Oh my goodness,
Yes.
what happened?
I don't know. You froze on my end, and then this stuff happened. So I don't know what happened. I guess something must have happened with technical difficulties. Were you still alive when this happened?
I'm not. I just turned on YouTube and saw that it looked like everything was frozen for a while, but then I popped in and I was like, okay, I don't know what to do to contact Kyle.
Yeah, same here.
But-
I was just like, I kept on going, just pretending like you were there. I'm like, we're having some technical difficulties. So I just put a part 2 just to make sure we're okay. So they know like to continue onwards.
So I don't know where you left off with, because I kind of completely froze. You were in the middle of talking about Machinima.
Machinima. Okay. So Machinima was a multi-channel that would help like YouTubers get like out there so they could not be like, flagged for content creators. So, right. But they would get a percentage from the ad revenue and everything. And hilariously, who was actually under Machinima at one point?
Who's that?
PewDiePie.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, and apparently they didn't give him like when this contract can end, so you can actually end your contract whenever you want. So wow. So I kind of looked at a lot of videos about this so I could understand it a little bit better. But they put all the videos that every content creator made under private now, so nobody can look up the content now. You can't even watch.
Thanks.
You can't even watch the Machinima Transformer series they made, which I actually pretty much enjoyed.
They had that Justice League Gods and Monster shorts on there too, but I think they're on DC Universe now. So
hopefully,
yeah.
So and then Screw Attack is no longer around. They got their name changed, forced by Fullscreen. So now they're called the Death Battle Channel.
Man, that sucks because I used to love Screw Attack, like even before Death Battle. Like I used to watch like their Side Scrollers podcast all the time, like especially when I was in college. Like I used to listen to that while doing homework like constantly. But
I love Screw Attack. Besides just
they had the top 10s too.
The top 10s when Craig was around. He's like, I'm Abel Craig. You know what we hate? We hate bosses or whatever random subject.
They even had a news show that was really good too called Hard News, but they just they stopped doing all that cool stuff when they got bought out by Fullscreen, and I was still subscribed to them when they were bought by Fullscreen, and I remember them saying like, well, there's no point in us doing a new show because like Rooster Teeth does a new show, and I was like kind of like, yeah, but I don't like Rooster Teeth. They're like the frat bros of like video game content, at least back then they were.
I mean, they make pretty good internet shows. Like right now, their new internet show, Genesis Lock 1 or something, looks really good. They even got Michael B. Jordan to voice their main character.
Yeah, I've never really watched any of their like animated series besides for like Red vs. Blue. And I remember watching the very beginning of RWBY and being like, I can see why people like this, but for me, I was like kind of like, yeah, this is not really for me.
Yeah, I understand why my friend Derek liked it, but yeah. So
I'll probably check out their new show to see what it's like. It involves like spaceships or something, right? So
yeah, and mech
I'm always down for that. Yeah.
Yeah, and Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, that's cool.
Hey, I'm in an anime. It's like, Michael, you're not in an anime, you're in an animation. Okay. Looks like anime, but you can say compliment it. You can say that. Like everyone gets really assaulted when you don't say RWBY's an anime.
Yeah, well, I mean, I hate to say it, but anime just means cartoon in Japanese. Yeah. So at the end of the day, they're all cartoons. Deal with it.
Yeah.
But
you can say it's inspired by it. That's fine.
Yeah, definitely. It's got like an anime aesthetic. Yeah. Or you could even say it's got like a Japanese aesthetic.
Like, look at Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's like the perfect example of saying it was inspired by anime.
Yeah, I'm
And
sure Ruby is probably a way better show than when it premiered. But I remember the beginning of Ruby kind of feeling like, okay, this is like trying a little too hard to be like an anime, like kind of like goofy and stuff. But I'm sure it gets better. But I just initially was not really into it.
yeah, yeah. And I guess, yeah, but like I said, it's sad that it's turning into the death battle thing now. And I guess like they probably laid off everybody and just got the two guys, Boomer and Boomstick or whatever that goes.
Well, I'm sure they have all their animation people, helping out with Death Battle, but they probably are. It's cool that they made like Death Battle, but it's kind of a shame that it became like their main show, just because they used to have other shows too.
Yeah, yeah, and they were all really good. Well, the good thing is they didn't get rid of everything on that channel, so you can still watch like old school Guru Attack and everything on there.
Yeah,
Like
it's cool.
At least Full Screen was like, no, let's not do what we did to Machinima. Like I said, everyone with Machinima is very mad about it. People that made content for it is like, luckily we made backups of this stuff, so we're gonna put it on. We're gonna put it on their channel. So
I mean, the case with Machinima making all those videos private might have been like maybe they had some arrangements with the people that made a good chunk of those videos that they would still have to like give them like a piece of that pie, and maybe it was just easier for them to just be like, we're not really going to do that, so we're just gonna get everything taken down because they can't afford to do what their original agreement was. But still, I mean, it does suck.
yeah, it does. I mean, it sucks so much. Like
it's like an end of an era on YouTube.
Oh, that's what every YouTuber is talking about. Like it does feel like an end of an era right now. Like because like those companies really did help, but there's really no reason to have a multimedia conglomerate, especially if you're using video game footage, because now game companies are like, hey, this is free advertisement, guys.
I mean, for the most part, most game companies are okay with most game uploads, but I could see some game companies, and just for myself in general, it's like kind of like, like if you're gonna like spoil the whole game, like
that was another thing they were talking about. Like they're like
that was one thing that always annoyed me about Let's Plays. Like I used to really like watching Let's Plays, but I always hated it when like they started Let's Playing a game when it like first came out. But I get it. Most people probably would watch it when it first came out.
Yeah.
But like I was kind of like, let me play the game and then I'll watch a commentary on it. But I've completely washed my hands of most like Let's Play as content on YouTube.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if it's something like very like that you'll never get your hands on, like the Philips CDI games.
Well, if we're gonna go on a tangent for like video game YouTubers, there's only a few I like, but one I really like that covers a lot of video games that you never see. There's a YouTuber called SNES Drunk that does like quick, like 3 to 5 minute reviews of like really old Super Nintendo games that like you've never even heard of, or like arcade games. He kind of reminds me of like Classic Game Room a little bit, but he definitely has his own style. Like I miss game reviews like that because they're not like part of like the, let's face it, the video game outrage culture on YouTube. Everybody wants to fight each other about like everything all the time.
Yep.
And I just want to see what like certain games are like about or what they're like.
Yeah. Like
for me, most people want to see the outrage culture. That's what makes the money,
Yeah. For me, like if I'm just like I've been trying to start reviewing stuff, like I'm trying to get the right like video, like I found like programs and stuff, but right now I'm capturing footage. What I'm trying to do is I'm just capturing gameplay footage, no story or anything like that, just pure gameplay to sell you like, hey, you should play this game or whatever, and give you like what I think about it, and also like if it's like a multiplayer game, what I think about it when I have it with friends, like Smash Brothers, for example,
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not talking about competitive, like I'm talking about like, is it fun in any direction,
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to make like something like that, like the good old days before like people were getting paid to do this stuff. Like, here's a shitty game. Give it a good review.
I think there's nothing wrong with people getting paid for their content. I'm just like
No,
sick
I'm not
of like
saying-
how everybody like seems like they like hate everything now.
Yeah.
Like everything like that comes out, it just seems like it's like never good enough. And then like you'll see like, at least in my feed, I used to see these videos of like all these videos of like why you shouldn't buy this game, and I'm like, but I love this game. Like,
yeah, Polygon recently like put an ad about Kingdom Hearts, bad, pretty much like it's typical Kingdom Hearts. It's very disappointing, like, and everybody else loves it because they're just like, and they wanted to be like, oh, we're gonna write bad stuff about it.
well, I mean, that's how they get the views, probably. You know, everybody's
Yeah.
got to have a hot take. You know,
Yeah. I mean,
and I
I'm
kind of
fine.
just got sick of it because it's like an echo chamber. Like everybody like seems like they hate everything, but yet they're playing everything. So
that's why I miss Evil Craig from Screw Attack, because like he would take like
he was
things he
making
hates
fun
and
of
things
all
he
that.
enjoys.
Yeah.
But you still get a pretty good idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah, plus
He would
his
be like-
reasons for hating the game were usually like so stupid and ridiculous.
Yeah. You know, we hate
Mario's jeans are too detailed or something.
goddamn detail. Get out of here.
Yeah, I miss old Screw Attack, but definitely that audience for old Screw Attack just doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I miss everybody on that channel.
But anyway, we should probably move on with some other topics here. We have some DC news.
Yep.
These are quick.
These are quick fires.
I'm gonna blow your mind, Kyle. Ben Affleck is not going to be Batman anymore. Let it sink in.
No,
It's not going to be Batman.
We saw this coming. He kept on going. Like, he was a pretty good Batman. A lot of my friends were like, "Oh, he's the worst Batman ever." Kevin Conroy, yes. What do you think of Batman? Even he liked him.
I think Ben Affleck was okay, but he never got to be in like a truly good like Batman movie.
Yeah.
Like we never really got to see exactly what he could have done with the role, but sometimes I'll hear like people say he was like so great as Batman, and I'm like kind of like, he probably maybe could have been if he was in like his own Batman movie, but
yeah,
I still think Christian Bale was better, but his performance was pretty good still.
Yeah, I agree with that. The only reason like I mentioned that with Kevin Conroy is because Kevin Conroy is the voice of Batman. He played Batman more than anything. And when I worked with my coworker, he's like, "Well, I don't value his opinion because he's just a voice." And I'm like, "Oh, really? So you don't value a guy that played Batman for almost 30 years?" Let that think into his head. And he goes, "Okay." And like it takes more.
This is not really about Kevin Conroy, Kyle.
No, I'm just saying, like I value his opinion. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like like Ben Affleck had potential. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like the main thing that weighed him down though was he kind of like was dealing with like a ton of personal stuff right when he was Batman, and you know that's probably why he never got to do his own Batman movie.
Yeah, he went to rehab too.
Yeah, but I mean, it's sad, but honestly, like this is no surprise. We've pretty much known since Justice League he wasn't coming back to be Batman.
He was like, it must be a cool way to do it, to go out.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, like the good thing is he's now trying to be, he's being honest now. I mean, he's been cutting back so much. He was going to direct it, star, and then Matt Reeves just took over the whole production.
Yeah.
So, but you know, I think it's probably for the best.
Yeah.
And then and anything else?
You wrote down James Gunn was offered Superman and he said no because he's doing Suicide Squad instead.
Yeah, what do you think if that actually happened?
Honestly, I don't really think he's a good fit for Superman, to be perfectly honest.
You're right. Superman's not good enough. We need to add Crypto the Superdog in there.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely like to
see him. And he needs to talk.
I think James Gunn would probably be a better fit for like somebody like Flash, or even like just in my mind brainstorming, this would never happen, but I would love to see. I mean, he would be good for Flash. I think Suicide Squad is good for him.
Well, get the guy.
I think he would even be able to do something hilarious with Hawkman.
Oh my god!
Like,
No,
just
you gotta have
just
Hawkman
like
and
that's how you
Hawkgirl.
get people to care about a Hawkman movie. It's like James Gunn's making Hawkman. It's like okay.
Do you want me to just go out there with it?
What?
Just because? Well, we got a franchise that failed last time. Can you fix it? Green Lantern Corps movie.
That's too obvious.
Come on. He'll get Ryan Reynolds back.
You know what else would have been cool too for him to do?
And get commented. What? Oh, the Legions. Yes, just screw that. You're doing Legion of Superheroes. That'd be amazing.
Because I'm not like the hugest fan of Suicide Squad, but I mean, now that he's making number 2, I'll probably definitely see it.
Yeah, I did. Same here. Like, I watched the first Suicide Squad movie. It was enjoyable. Like, not like fine. Enjoyable. I would go watch it again, but it was enjoyable just to watch it once.
Yeah, it was okay.
Like, that's what I mean by that. You know.
It's like, got a lot of stupid things, like especially when it's like we made the Suicide Squad to fight Superman. It's like, really, you think Harley Quinn and her baseball bat is going to do something against Superman? Okay.
They're just like the Guardians. They're misfits, just like the Guardian. We even have music.
I'm very interested in what he's going to do with the new version of the Suicide Squad. I wonder who's going to be on the team.
Yeah,
it sounds like it's going to be all new people.
Plus, don't forget, Warner Brothers is now backing up. It's backing away now, and letting directors create, not get in the way.
Well, they have a new person. They have a new person in charge of DC now.
Yeah,
his name is Walter Hamada.
It's also because of the success of Aquaman too. Because
don't forget that was done on the New Regime's watch too.
Yeah, and James Wan even said, "I just want a standalone Aquaman movie. I just want it to be by itself, and that's it." And most of the time, it makes sense why it is a standalone, and you don't see Batman or Superman out of nowhere, except for that the entire world tidal wave thing. But that's it.
Yeah.
But like, it's under the ocean. It makes sense. But like I said, hopefully now with this regime and them saying we're gonna let creators create, that's perfect.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty good. And I think that's it for the news, right, Kyle?
Yep, that's pretty much it.
So I guess we'll start the main topic. Favorite video game bosses. I guess we'll each pick 3. So you want to start off?
Let's see. This is when I was a kid, and this is when I was having a hard time beating video games. But I would have to say beating Gruntilda from Banjo-Kazooie. Because that was like my first time actually beating a video game boss by myself.
Nice.
So like that's memorable for me.
Right. Is it just because of the... What do you fight her in? Because I'm only familiar with number 2, because in number 2 she's in the tank, but what's she in number 1?
She was pretty much a spell-wielding witch on a broom trying to shoot you down and everything. And I think and you remember the Jinjos?
Yeah.
You shoot her, you knock her down with a giant Jinjo.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah,
I think I've seen my friend beat it before, actually.
Yeah. And then and that's how she gets stuck underneath a boulder for like 10,000 years. Sorry, I didn't mean to say 10,000 in 2 years.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
I guess if we're going to go with like very first memorable bosses, one of my most memorable bosses, I guess, for like one of the first games I ever beat was probably Bowser Jr. from Yoshi's Island, when he becomes like ginormous with the witch, and then like you have to fight him like on top of the castle. Like that was insane when I was a kid. I was like, because that was the first video game I actually ever beat in my life, and it was Yoshi's Island. And when that happened, I was like, wait, this is crazy. Like, what's going on?
Yeah. Like that is crazy. I remember when I watched my friend Derek play that game when I slept over his house, and he was destroying Yoshi like crazy. Not Yoshi, I meant
Yeah,
Bowser Jr.
yeah. He's like gigantic, and then like you have to shoot eggs at him, but he'll get closer and closer to the castle if you don't shoot him enough. So, but he's a pretty good one. I don't know if I would put it in my top three, but since you were like starting it
So
off with like an earlier memory,
yeah, it was like something like like memorable. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
But
something
what's
that sticks
actually
with.
like one in your top three? What's number three, Kyle, of your favorite bosses that you've ever fought in all of our between us? We have 40 years of video game playing experience.
I'm trying to think. It's like can't think on the spot, but I can remember stuff. But I think this is when I started getting back into music, and it doesn't involve music games. It was like when I played Final Fantasy X, and I got to Jet, and I finally hear like Jet for Final Fantasy X, and I hear that music. I'm just like, this was amazing. Just fighting him, music was just great. That was like when I started heavy metal music too.
Right. It's pretty cool. I think Kyle might be frozen again, so I'll just keep going here. One of my most memorable bosses ever in a game is Albedo from Xenosaga. Xenosaga is crazy, and Albedo is insane because he's a psycho. He can regenerate. He tears off his own head while he's talking to you and throws it at you while he's talking. It's completely nuts. And his boss fight is pretty cool. I have to check if we're actually still streaming now because this is bad. Okay. Let's see here. Gotta check. What's going on here? Sorry, we're having technical difficulties. Okay, so I can hear myself on here. If anybody's actually watching, I apologize for this. I don't know exactly what's happening tonight. I don't know if it's Kyle's. I don't know if it's Kyle's internet or my internet. Most likely it's his. Okay, Kyle, you there?
Yeah, I've been having internet problems.
Because I just looked on YouTube. We are still streaming, but it was sound only.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, I don't know. I said my first boss already because I wasn't sure if we were off.
I said, yeah, you said you said it was Bowser Jr.
No, I said another one after you said Jet from Final Fantasy because you froze out. So I said one of my most memorable bosses, just because of how ridiculous he is Albedo from Xenosaga, the first one on PS2.
Oh, okay.
Especially the scene, one of the scenes he has is he's talking to this little girl, Momo, and one of his powers is he could regenerate. So while he's talking to her, he tears his head off and throws it at her while he's still talking to her.
Oh, God.
Plus, he's done by one of my favorite voice actors, Christian Freeman, who's just killing it being this guy. And yeah, he's in all the games for the most part. Yeah, he's in all three games. But man, that first game where I think he's the last boss in the first game too. And man, that scene where he's just like, because he has a brother named Junior, and he gets so excited when the one girl, like, he's just like, oh, you're waiting for, like, because his brother's name is actually Rubido, and he's like, you're waiting for Rubido to rescue you. And he gets so excited, and he goes into the speech, and while he's talking, he tears off his head and throws it at the little girl, and then the little girl just faints, like, because he's a psychopath.
Oh, God.
But yeah, Xenosaga, Man, those games need to get like a digital release or something because they're just too good.
Yeah, we can't go to Monolith. We can't go to Monolith. It's in Namco's hands.
Yeah. But anyway, what's the next one for you?
Well, I got no honorable mention. Actually, I got for an honorable mention. I will probably have to say Persona 4, even though it's Persona 4 because like in that game you are facing God. You are facing the god of the fog, and then near the end of the game, he starts instant killing your entire party and just like dragging them down to the depths of hell. And then and this is just like this, like I said, this is an honorable mention because this boss was insane. And then you're all by yourself.
Maybe you should save honorable mentions for the end. But what's your actual number 2?
No, usually. No, my actual. Oh yeah, I thought it was a number. I thought you didn't hear my number 2.
No, I didn't.
Okay, I said Jet.
I said Jet. You said Jet, and
yeah, Jet was my number 2 because of the music and everything.
Yeah,
and I still listen to that song.
Oh, so you're counting Gruntilda as number 1 for you? Okay.
No, number 3 is
number 3.
It's number 3.
Okay.
Number one is pretty much like the boss that made me want to throw out my controller multiple times. But Persona 4 is the honorable mention because it does something where it goes like into a cinematic scene for the final blow where you use all your connections from the game to form your final persona to eradicate the fog god. This one is Nyx from Persona 3. He is the Arcana of Death itself. You fight on top of this tower that you've been climbing since April, since you started the game. So because there's time management and everything. So once you finally get to the top, you see it's very eerie. It's the midnight hour. It's the midnight hour or the lost hour, the time between everything, between time and space. He's pretty much death himself. And he has 13 different forms. And you have to kill every single form of him. They don't change, but you have to knock down their health, and then he keeps. But when he gets to his 13th form, Death, that's where he gets a ton of health. And the worst part is I have party members that can heal my entire health instantly. But the problem is, what I don't like about him, he takes control of your party members, and you just pray to God that he doesn't start healing himself with your party member, where it goes all the way back to full. That's why he's so memorable for me, because he takes forever to beat. And he also has another form afterwards.
Nice.
And it's ridiculous. Like that's why I like Nyx better than Persona 4's boss, because Persona 4 boss does have like a moment I love. That's why I gave it the honorable mention. But when you see Nyx, it's just the challenge.
Right. That's pretty cool. Like I wasn't counting Bowser Jr. from Yoshi's Island as like one of my top 3, but so like this would be like number 2 for me as like a memorable boss. Not necessarily a hard boss, but like super memorable is Virgil from Devil May Cry 3. Especially the first time you fight him. You get that awesome scene on top of the Terra Magru where Dante and Virgil fight each other. Dante, loses at the end. And, Virgil takes the other half of the necklace and, like, goes away. But Virgil, man, he's just too cool for school. Most like Dante, his second time you fight him, he is the Beowulf. And then the third and final time you fight him in the demon world. And, he's got that awesome move where he just, he disappears, but you see his, sword slashes, and he's just, scum.
Remember after that scene when Dante's going down the tower and everything?
Yeah, that's Devil May Cry 3 in general, just so awesome. But
so much style.
All those fights with Virgil are awesome, and I played that game enough that I did beat it on hard. I think I even beat it. I might have even beaten it on Dante Must Die, just because it was back when I was in high school and you had so much free time. At least I did, because I was uncool and didn't talk to girls or anybody or do drugs, so I just played video games. But yeah, Oh man, but Virgil from Devil May Cry 3, definitely a super memorable boss.
Yeah.
And I guess it's hard for me to say what my number one of all times would be, but probably my hardest boss I've ever fought, and this is probably going to be my number one just because of how much of a pain in the ass it is Freya from the Star Ocean till the end of time.
Oh yeah,
Freya,
I remember you
Freya
facing
is
I was there.
Freya. No, you never saw me fight Freya because
Oh.
Freya, you have to have your party at the highest level possible, which is 255. You have to have maxed out attack, maxed out defense. You need to know every single move and how to move around to fight her. And even with all your stats maxed out, she still took 2 hours for me to beat. And I wanted to give up, but I was with my friend Gabe, and he's like, no, dude, just keep playing. Keep playing. You might beat her. And I'm like, dude, it's taking forever. And he's like, no, just keep playing. And I'm like, yo, you're going to be late for work. And he's like, no, it's fine, dude. Just keep going. Right? So we just keep going, playing. Right? She does all these moves where, like, literally the whole entire field is lit up with, like, electricity and stuff. Like, oh, my God. She's insane. She can kill your party members so easily if you're not careful. In fact, it's one of those boss fights, if you do not know how to play Star Ocean, you will die instantly. She just has an insane amount of damage she can do. And, you know, you're so leveled up when you can actually face her that it's insane to just see how much damage you're doing to this boss and how it doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure she has 200 million HP.
You know, it's actually another boss I should mention that I should have mentioned. I just forgot about it out of nowhere.
What's that?
Van from Tales of the Abyss.
Van is pretty cool.
Yeah, just like his appearance and just being like, this is nothing. I'm not going to let Destiny chain me down. Like, his whole philosophy is just crazy.
I think Van's a pretty cool Tales boss. If I'm gonna pick a Tales boss from the series, I'm probably gonna do Duke from Tales of Vesperia with the third form.
Yeah.
The third form where you need all the felt arms and stuff. Like,
yeah.
That's awesome.
You know what's actually funny? Duke and Van are kind of similar to each other. They're not bad people.
I would say Duke is a little bit more of a good guy than Van.
Yeah.
Because Van does get murdered at the end, but Duke lives at the end.
I'm not saying I was just saying they both have they're not really bad people. They just one like Van doesn't want to be shackled by the destiny and the stuff being set in stone and everything.
Yeah.
Although
it's been a long time since I've played Abyss.
Yeah, same here. I even have the 3DS version.
Yeah, I got about halfway through the 3DS version, but never finished it. But the PS2 version is great. I got to replay some of those older Tales games. There's just too much new stuff coming out lately.
Yeah, there is a lot of new stuff coming out. But I guess that's the end of this, so I guess we've got to go on to
can I just say a few honorable mention bosses first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I want to honorable mention just because he was such a bitch and relatively new boss, Kalasmos from Dragon Quest XI. He's hardcore. And another honorable mention, just because he's freaking awesome, is Anubis from Zone of the Enders.
Those are not bad, actually.
Anubis his pilot is crazy, and then his mech, Anubis just looks awesome.
Yeah, no, I played Zone of the Enders 1, saw Anubis. Originally, that was Zone of the Enders. I think the second one was called Anubis. I think.
Because it might have some sort of weird subtitle, because the thing was, it was Jehudi and Anubis were both created together, and they were supposed to kind of work together, but that's not what happened. But Yeah, maybe you know what? Maybe there was like some sort of edition of Zone of the Enders 2 called like the Anubis edition or something. But
Yeah. Alrighty.
all right, so moving on.
Okay, so what do you watch and what are you playing?
I'm trying to play Kingdom Hearts 3. I haven't got too far. I'm only on like the Toy Story level, but I'm liking it.
Yeah, did you like Vermin Rex?
I don't think I got that far.
No, that's the fake trailer they did before you go into the Toy Story world.
Oh, that thing. Yeah, that was insane. In fact, I was like, wait, is this like Kingdom Hearts like version of Final Fantasy 15 at first? Because that main kid kind of looked like Noxus.
Oh no,
And
it's a parody. It's a parody of Third World because if you actually look at it, like it's kind of hilarious.
yeah.
And you know what's even funnier actually? I did some research on that thing, and apparently, Vermin Rex in Latin stands for True King.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
I guess it is a parody of Final Fantasy 15 then.
It is. They actually, if you look at the guy who's like pretty much the Ignis character, he's Ignis and Gladios put together. I'm like a muscly guy with nerd glasses. That's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
Like you can kind of tell that you could tell that guy. You could tell the director was very upset he got ripped away from Final Fantasy 15. But that's what happens when you go. Final Fantasy 15 needs to be a musical.
Yeah, well, I've been trying to play Kingdom Hearts as much as I can, and then also checking out the 2 new characters in Dragon Ball Fighters, Jiren and Videl. I've probably played more of Videl than Jiren. Videl has a lot of really crazy moves, especially with like summoning the Great Saiyaman into battle. It's pretty fun, so definitely have to do some more experimentation with them, but that's really all I've been doing lately. How about you, Kyle?
Kingdom Hearts 3 today.
You beat it.
Yes.
You have no life. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, yeah.
Not really.
I just had a week. They gave me an entire weekend off, so I was like, Then just had a couple days to myself.
If I had the time, dude, I probably would have
done the same thing.
The same thing. Yep.
The game is that good, like gameplay wise, though. Like the game is just fun to play.
How long did it take you to beat?
It looks like it took me about 35 hours.
It's disappointing, just because I heard it was originally supposed to be. I heard it was 80 hours, but
I know some of the content got cut out. Like I know that and this doesn't have anything to do with the game. Like apparently when they were on the Luminous engine, you were gonna go and explore Yensid's area.
Really?
Again. Yeah. Actually, okay. You know what's really funny though? The beginning of the game, the young the super young Xehanort and young Argus.
Yeah.
Well, when I saw the end of the game, apparently the guy who plays young Argus is actually Drake Bell.
Really? Wow.
I was like, what?
I guess since he's not, is he still doing Spider-Man? I don't even know.
No, he's not doing Spider-Man anymore, but I guess he still has a good relationship with Disney.
Yeah, I guess they're like, hey, you want to be in this video game? And he's like, yeah, sure.
A few lines.
Man, it would have been so funny if Drake Bell was young Argus and then young Xehanort was Josh Peck.
I would pay. You know what's funny though? They actually were in a reunion episode together on a show called Step Grandfathers, and Drake is like this eccentric rich guy, and he goes, "You remind me so much of my stepbrother. Really, he sounds so fab. He sounds amazing." No, he got arrested for stalking Oprah. I'm not kidding you. That's an actual line from the show.
That's such a Drake and Josh joke.
I know.
Because he loved Oprah.
That is it's a good meta joke too. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
I love that. And then let's see. What are you watching?
What am I watching? Nothing really.
You know what
It's
I actually
been,
started watching?
what's that?
Since there's only 5 episodes on the Sci-Fi Networks app, I watched like the first 4 episodes of Krypton.
Krypton?
Yep,
Nice.
I watched.
I'm waiting for
Yeah,
it to
no,
be on DC Universe. It's supposed to be coming on at the end of this month, I heard.
yeah, that's why I wanted to hop on now because I was like waiting for it. But you know what? I said, oh well, I have it on. I can watch it, even though it's commercials. I'm watching. I watched it while doing some work here and there. So like it is pretty. It is pretty good.
Nice.
Zod is played by Stephen Amell's stepfather from Arrow, his black
Yeah.
stepfather. The awkwardness of that.
I
But-
heard he does a really good job.
Oh no, he does a good job. I saw the trailer for the second season, and when I heard him say "Nailed me for Zod," I was like, the only reason you got to be Zod because he's British, isn't he? But no,
Possibly.
he does a really good job, and hilariously, he has a beard going too. So you don't even know it's him. It's Colin Steele's from Arrow.
It's pretty nuts.
No, that's yeah. He does a good job. I mean, you know who's actually in the show? That's actually a character you probably would not think of.
I heard what's his name is in the show, like Adam Strange or something. Yeah.
Yep. He's actually in the show, but he's not wearing his like red suit. He's like wearing like regular clothes and everything. He's the time traveler.
Right.
So he's the
and
time
it's like
traveler.
Superman's like grandfather. That
Yeah. It's Superman's
and
like
Zod is from like the future too, right?
Yeah, Zod is from the future as well. So
interesting.
But apparently him, and this is just something that's interesting. Apparently the grandfather's name is Stag-El. Stag-El is actually having a relationship with Zod's descendant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, there's some things going on here that I think I might know it's going to happen.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it when I get some time.
It's also it's a little higher budget than Arrow. Like Brainiac look like they showed a close-up look of Brainiac and it looked really good.
Yeah, I saw the picture of him. He looks way better than like Supergirl Brainiac.
Oh my god. Either his eyes are like this, like although I do like him in the crossover. He's like, oh, thank you. Thank you for having me here. I'm definitely gonna fight that giant robot there. That was like my only exposure to him, and I was like, okay, I like this guy. I might give Supergirl a chance again because I'll just watch him on Netflix,
Yeah.
Makes more sense, you know what I mean?
Yep. But I guess that's it for this week. This technically challenged podcast. Kyle is frozen again. I don't know if I'm talking. This has been the Mediaverse podcast. We record every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Usually do not have this much technical difficulties. I don't know if it's because there's actually a rainstorm happening and that's why this is happening. But until next time, bye-bye.
What did you say, Chris? Yeah, you're coming out metallically.